Hi everyone and welcome to today's episode of the SFTG podcast. I am Hubert A. Shorter and I'm here every week to talk about the good and the great in the world of Geek. So let's get straight into it. Star Wars Project Maverick, the debut title from EA Motive Studios, will apparently be officially unveiled next Tuesday, June the 2nd. Now we've always got to be very wary when it comes to a new Star Wars game. By and large, they've not been great. Now, they have said, and this is a report coming from Kotaku, that this is not going to be a AAA title. It's not going to be as vast, as expansive as Jedi Fallen Order, but it's going to be a Star Wars game. So one has to approach this with a certain degree of trepidation. Like I said, the reputation for Star Wars games has not been a great one, really. So we'll await the news next Tuesday with bated breath. Henry Cavill is in talks to once again don the cape of Superman in an undisclosed DC project. Now, according to Deadline, a Man of Steel sequel is not currently on the cards, so it's not going to be happening anytime soon. They've also reported that you won't be seeing him pop up in Wonder Woman 1984 or even The Batman. Obviously, he's going to be a part of the Snyder cut of the Justice League. Going on and even further, he's not going to show up in Shazam 2, Black Adam, or Aquaman 2, although some reports have said that he might do some sort of cameo. We're talking about a separate, new, DC-based Superman film. Now, many people had thought, and for good reason, that Cavill was completely done with Superman, but apparently in a recent interview, he hinted that he would be prepared to play the character again. And quite frankly, as long as he's prepared to do that, I'm sure the people at DC, Warner Brothers, whoever it is, I think it is Warner Brothers, would be more than happy to have him back. Of course, he's now got to ensure that he does this so he's not interfering with his character of Geralt in... Is it Geralt or Geralt? I'm not sure. Anyway, in The Witcher, of course, which is very popular now. The first series was absolutely brilliant. People are clamoring for more, and I'm sure, well, we know that he's filming season 2. I think that was sort of delayed because of COVID-19, but there you go. So he's got to make sure he's got time to do both. I'm sure he will be able to. So I suppose for DC fans, Superman fans out there, all of this is great news. Star Wars fans are clamoring for a 4-hour Revenge of the Sith cut. Now, based on all the excitement over the Snyder Cut for Justice League, there is a petition that so far has been signed by over 15,000 Star Wars fans to get this 4-hour Revenge of the Sith version. Now, the original Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, released in 2005, cut was over 4 hours long, so the footage is clearly there. Would your average cinema goer be interested in watching 4 hours of Star Wars? No, but the fans would definitely want to see what else George Lucas had in mind for this film. In the same way that we ended up with an extended version of The Lord of the Rings, that sort of thing. So for the fans, yes. Is this something that should be released in cinemas? Definitely not. And there's nothing to suggest that that would be the case. But a 4-hour extended version of Revenge of the Sith, I'd like to see it, because as far as I'm concerned, Revenge of the Sith was the best of the prequels. So yes, I'll sign the petition. Absolutely. Now, everyone seems to be talking about this Amazon Prime movie, The Vast of Night. Now, I featured it in a previous episode of the SFTG podcast. I played the original trailer for it, but the reviews are in and everyone is marveling over it. Just to remind you, it's set in the 50s in New Mexico on what is seemingly a normal night, where switchboard operator Faye, working late, listening to her friend DJ Everett on his radio show, and then all of a sudden she hears a strange noise over the transmission. She hears the same noise on the switchboard, followed by some frantic calls by the locals who are reporting seeing something strange in the sky, and lo and behold, Faye and Everett seek out the origins of the strange noise and uncover some long-forgotten secrets. Yes, it sounds like an episode of The Twilight Zone, but apparently it was made very quickly. And why am I talking about the fact that it's been made very quickly? I suppose I'm talking about the fact that this is not a big budget production. It was shot very quickly, but it's clear evidence of the fact that if you've got a good story, then, you know, you can go anywhere with it. So apparently people have watched it, it's been reviewed, and everyone is coming out and saying it's absolutely great. I am going to play the trailer for it, so have a look at this.
Number, please.
Hello? Is this Lee? Large object holding over my land like a spear.
This is WoTW Radio in Cayuga, New Mexico, and this is the news for the hour.
Now, what would you like to tell us about yourself?
I don't know.
Cool, aren't you like some big science girl? Tell me about science.
Everett, it's Faye. The sound came through the board and interrupted your radio show.
What does it sound like?
What's going on, Everett?
718 here at WoTW. We got a sound we'd like to play that seems to be bouncing around the valley tonight.
Yes, I have a story that might be helpful.
I can tell you what's going on.
The sound we heard out in the desert, it was coming from thousands of feet higher than anything could fly.
They've come here before. They've liked this place. They always have.
It is 7:45 p.m. and we may have something that'll need some What?
We followed it from Cold Canyon. Faye! Who's that? It's Everett. Stop smiling. What's he doing here? He's helping me. Stop smiling.
Get in! It's outside of town! Come on, come on, come on! Hey, come on!
Something's up there now. It's something talking. And they don't stay for long.
Hey!
Everett, take the wheel! What's going on? There's something in the sky.
The Vast of Night is available on Amazon Prime Video right now. Oscar winner Cate Blanchett will take a leading role in Eli Roth's upcoming movie adaptation of Gearbox's Borderlands series. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Blanchett, whose credits of course include Lord of the Rings and just about everything, will play as Lilith, described as a siren and legendary thief equipped with magical skills. Of course, Borderlands fans will perhaps best know Lilith as one of the original game's 4 playable characters, but she made frequent return visits to the series since then. Now, like I said, I've never played Borderlands. I know it's incredibly popular. I wasn't aware of the fact that they were planning to make a film of it. Apparently, it's been on the card since 2015, but it was only confirmed this week that she's going to be playing this role, so this is something that's definitely happening. There's not a lot I can say about Borderlands. Perhaps you out there can. If you've played it before, it seems to be a little bit weird to me. It's all good fun, definitely. It just seems very colourful and all of that sort of thing. Anyway, it's good news, and it suggests that someone of the caliber of Cate Blanchett is going to bring a certain degree of gravitas to the role, the project in general. So that's all good fun. Anyway, that's our last story. So as always, if you have any questions, comments or suggestions, you can email us at sftgpodcast@gmail.com. You can download the episode on Spotify, on Google Podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, any old podcast catcher that's out there. I said it properly this time. You can follow us on Tumblr, Twitter, and now Pinterest. No, we've always been on Pinterest. I meant to say Instagram. You can follow us on Instagram, which is a wonderful thing. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now. My name is Hubert A. Shorter, and I'll see you next time.